vision pictures create a landscape of what our Gen 1K goal of 1,000 healthy churches will look like. A future that is made up of healthy communities with empowered leadership that are mission-shaped and impact society. To see this become reality over the next 3 years, we need to continue to build on our significant progress and prioritise 3 areas: developing leaders, mobilising healthy churches, and partnering in ministry. Looking at the third of these priorities, we hope to expand the capacity of our regional ministries to contextually advance the Gen 1K goal in local networks, enhance our strategic support services and resources towards the Gen 1K goal, and work towards greater unity and partnership across our movement.
That's it.
We're up here at Helensburgh in the north of the Illawarra region at the Cupbearer Cafe. It's a ministry of the Helensburgh Baptist Church. The pastors of the Illawarra region are meeting to support one another. We'll also be talking about church health, leadership development and multiplication in our time together. So just as a follow-up to last time we caught up, where we were looking at where we might plant churches up and down the coast, I'd love to hear your feedback from that, and even how you're feeling about, you know, your local area and what's kind of bubbling up for you guys. I wonder what the Shellharbour area looks like, because you've got the Shellharbour Church is really kind of at the northern end in Warilla, but then you've got Shell Cove all down into that bottom area, and then Kiama's coming up from the bottom, and then you've got Berry sitting on the other side. So if it is Cherringong, then you've got churches either side there, but then if you look into the Shell Cove area, you've got Shellharbour and Kiama who can be partnering there. Yeah. The southern region is really made up of 2 regions. The Illawarra region in the north starts at Helensburgh and goes through to Kiama, and the Shoalhaven region in the south starts at Berry, which is just down the road from Kiama, and it goes down to Milton Ulladulla, but we've also kind of adopted Batemans Bay into that as well. Yeah, we're trying to keep our strategies fairly closely aligned to the association's strategies. Everything we do is around relationship and the relationship between pastors in the region and the churches in the regions. We are also very keen on sharing resources between the churches and helping one another out, raising leaders together, and ultimately reproducing churches.
Well, recently we had a meeting with the Illawarra group of pastors along with the Shoalhaven group of pastors, and one of the things that we did was we had a couple of great big maps of both of our regions up on the wall, and we, as different pastors and leaderships, went over and put different coloured dots onto that map so that we could somehow start to vision where new churches could be birthed. For the first time, you're actually able to see in a visual form where potential plants could happen.
But even more than that, we have a focus on church health, having healthy churches within our region, having a focus on leadership development through the churches into the region, and also the, as I said before, the reproduction of churches, planting churches alongside the Gen 1K goal. As a region, we try really hard to support one another, sharing resources and being there for one another, but we're also really appreciative of the resources that come from the association.
In support services, we've just launched our Church Leaders Playbook, which includes a quarterly newsletter along with live training sessions, which also happen quarterly. We talk about things like HR, IT, finance, compliance, calling your pastor, property, you name it, whatever a church leader might need in order to support the church. Balance Ministry Services started about 5 years ago, and we started that to support our churches because we found that there was a really, really big need with bookkeeping services. A lot of treasurers were resigning or were not willing to take on bookkeeping because it is a really, really big burden. So that's something that we support our churches with, and we continue to support our churches with going forward. GodSpace is a resource for SRE teachers in our churches, so we can invite kids in public schools and beyond to discover life with God. We've done the hard work. GodSpace uses best educational practices it's easy for teachers to use and fun and engaging for our students. Together, we can help students discover the unchanging good news in ways that make sense to them today.
What if our churches were increasingly committed to ministry in partnership? What could be achieved by a family of churches more committed to their communities, regions and movement, and living this out in unity? What if we shared resources, joined in prayer, and committed to each other's kingdom work in greater ways across our association? What if your church embraced being part of something bigger than itself, with more impact than the sum of its parts?